Guyana prepares for the second semi-final as India prepare to take on Butler and Co. Hello and welcome. You're watching The Narrative, a T20 World Cup special brought to you by Times of India. I'm Suhaas Vedham, joined by our charismatic keeper duo, as I keep saying, Saba sir, Vijay sir. Welcome to the show once again.
Thank you.
India versus England. Everybody's looking at the sky. Now the wet outfield is the latest news.
So I think both the teams. Yeah,
Before he says Sky, I wanted to ask him which Sky. There's
Yeah.
one in the Indian team as
Yeah,
well.
absolutely.
yeah, and he'll have to play a big role today also, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. But hopefully, I think we should get a full game because that's what you need. India versus England semi-final, neutral condition for both the teams. They have not played at this stadium before, so that is the biggest challenge for both the sides. And I think both the teams have reached this stage in a different manner completely. India unbeaten.
Yes.
They've been phenomenal right through the league stage, plus in the Super 8s. England, they've had a couple of hiccups, but they have managed to reach the semi-finals because of the kind of talent they have and the kind of credibility they have. They have some excellent match winners, and all these players have shown their mettle when it has mattered for them.
Absolutely. And it's something that you always talk about when you talk about England, isn't it? That they can get their act together very quickly.
Absolutely. And teams like these, the only thing is when they're in a different situation. I mean, there was a time when there was a big question mark whether they're going to qualify for the Super 8s or not.
Yeah.
And the moment they qualify, everybody starts saying, all right, because they're the defending champions. The moment they're in there, you start saying, okay, there's one more contender in the ring who can win it. And with Australia, just losing out that game of Afghanistan and not being in the knockout stage, I think they're the one of the firm favorites as far as this World Cup is concerned. And come big games, you start remembering everything, the skills that you have learned, the confidence starts to come back, the memory starts serving you really well that we've been there, done that.
Yes.
And you start looking at them as a real threat.
They've literally been there, done that against this very opposition.
Yes, and they have come through a tough pool. Their pool was not so easy, relatively, I mean to say. I think for instance, India's pool, you had Pakistan, and everybody thought that India and Pakistan will come through. It's a different matter that USA had some other plans altogether.
Yeah.
But I think this was a very tough pool. So for England to come through from there and qualify for the Super 8s, it just goes to show that they know how to play in these conditions, and no wonder they are the defending champions.
Yeah. The football fan and England are not saying that.
They're
not in a difficult pool altogether, although they played very lousy sort of football, doesn't go with...
The only pool that in England isn't right now is Guyana itself. That's the bigger problem here. The wet outfield has caused us to tell you that the toss is delayed. Now, if at the beginning of the tournament, Vijay sir, if someone tells you, all right, you're guaranteed a semi-final spot, but, hypothetical, but you would have to go through rain, big losses, big wins, and then you gel well as a team to find yourself in the semi-final. Compared to India, unbeaten throughout, and not many changes, not many experiments, but unbeaten and by good margins as well, the victory. Which story would you pick for yourself?
I think it's both tells you a story. It both tells you a story that India beating everyone else, it tells you that the kind of cricket that they have played. And you're talking about England, the way they have got there, it tells you the way they have played. But what do you need to remember right now? They're there now. They won't remember what happened in the past.
Right.
It's just like a 100-meter dash. You start from the same starting line, and that's where they are. It's a knockout game. And like I said in the morning as well, it's 50-50 for me because it's a semi-final.
Correct.
And that's how a 50-50 chance you have because whoever wins will get into the finals. I won't take them lightly, and I'm absolutely sure the Indian dugout, Indian dressing room won't take them lightly at all because what happened in the last World Cup or how they have played white ball cricket in last couple of years, and Saba will agree with me because they have changed the whole mentality. And I think in a couple of our shows we'll be saying there are a couple of teams, they need to do these kind of changes what England has done if they want to be relevant as far as white ball cricket is concerned. And England is not only relevant in this format, I think they're a force to reckon, I think, and this is something that they have transformed their red ball cricket as well, that mentality that they have changed. So I think whatever you want to call it, because in the end it's the players who are playing in the middle. You can name it whatever you want to.
I mean, just to take this conversation forward, so as teams or associations who are willing to address issues when they are not doing well, those are the sides who will always look to reform, bring in more changes in the way they play. That's what happened with England in white ball cricket. 2015, they were down and out completely. They realized that this is not the way to play white ball cricket.
Correct.
They made huge changes and they saw the results. in their favor. 2019 World Cup, then last time defending champions, now in this T20 World Cup. Look at India's study also. India has also been on the same kind of a path. There was a stage when Rohit Sharma realized this is not the way to play. This is not the way to play white ball cricket. We have to make lot of changes. So he brought in resources whom he feels now are capable of delivering in white ball cricket.
Okay.
And it is not only about batting, it is not only about fielding, it is also about getting the right kind of resources in your bowling attack. Why is it that India has got a very well balanced bowling attack now? We have got pace bowlers who will pick your wickets, who can bowl in different phases of the game. You also have 3 spinners, all 3 of them equally capable of picking wickets. So I think if you have this kind of an attacking mindset, which means that you have realized the wrongdoings in the past and you want to recover from there and do well. I think that is why this game would be a testimony of side who have made wholesome changes in the way they want to play white ball cricket.
Right. Not shying away from wholesale changes because they're very result-oriented cricketers and they do have the experience to pull through come the big day. Let's have a look at the probable 11s now in Squads Up. The coin hasn't been flipped yet, so probable 11s. Do you see any changes at all?
This is the 11.
Oh, this is going to be the 11. There you go.
As far as India is concerned.
As far as India is concerned, why would you make changes? All these players have done so well.
Yeah.
It looks so well balanced. You know, you have the 3 spinners who have been doing quite well. The pace bowlers have done well. Arshdeep has been a decent, partner to Jasprit Bumrah. Plus the 3. So Hardik Pandya has come in and bowled quite well as the third seamer. Your batting looks quite solid. Rohit Sharma at the top. Virat Kohli, I'm sure he will come good. He will be waiting for an opportunity like this. So I think India looks very good at this stage.
Normally, when you look at this playing 11 and you look at the playing condition, you don't want to change anything because you cover all bases here. You've got spinners, you've got all-rounder, you've got fast bowling.
Yes.
Hardik Pandya's bowling give you that leverage, give you that freedom to play with 3 spinners. Even if you have 4 fast bowlers, you'll hardly see 16 overs of pace bowling on this surface. So I don't see India unless until it's a curtailed game or you think that condition might change. You will be tempted to. In case you will be tempted to change your playing 11, otherwise I don't see it because this worked so well. The moment Super 8 started, you had Kuldeep coming in and
Yes.
it feels like he never, he was never out. And he's the one who's been so aggressive. And with him, like Saba was saying, that with him you identify another bowler with whom you can bowl in different stage and still attack. And I think that's the most important as far as Indian bowling is concerned. So yeah, I don't see many changes unless until conditions change drastically.
You mentioned that Kuldeep, especially now that you've brought him up, is someone who's equally effective when someone's not coming after him, but he loves it when the batter is trying to go after him.
I think that's where he's more dangerous if you're coming after him. I mean, it's not only with him. You look at Noor, you look at Rashid. The moment you start going after them, Shamsi for that matter, if you start going after them, they're more dangerous. And a lot of teams have done that in the past, that they started playing Rashid with a defensive mindset and being aggressive against the other bowlers.
Yes.
But now Afghanistan got those resources.
Right.
The same thing is with India. How many bowlers you say, okay, we'll play with a defensive sort of mindset? You got Arshdeep who's doing so well. Bumrah is a champion. And you cannot say we'll play 3 bowlers with a caution and just go after 2 bowlers.
Off late, every opponent before facing India in the post-match conference of their previous game, they said, Bumrah, we're going to attack him. And that's about it. We just leave it there. And after that, when they try to do so, they haven't been successful one bit.
See, it's like football. People make plan against Ronaldo and Messi as well.
Yeah.
If it comes off in that particular day, it comes off. So you can't say that teams are not making that plan. They will say that we'll attack Bumrah, and why not? And this is how you need to go about it. Indian team will be saying that we're going to go after Jofra, or we're going to go after Adil Rashid, whoever their both best bowler
Rashid
is.
can be dangerous given Guyana, sir.
Yeah, but Travis Head did that in the last game.
Yes.
He did manage to score a couple of boundaries and that Jasprit Bumrah is over. And I think that is the right attitude.
Okay.
So if the moment you go into a defensive mode against Bumrah, which means that you're curtailing your innings to only 16 overs. And in a T20 game, top quality match, you possibly cannot afford to do so. So you have to find ways to get runs, even against the best quality, the best side, the best bowling side.
Okay.
So I'm sure England would be looking to do that against Jasprit Bumrah, against Kuldeep Yadav. But the biggest advantage of having a quality wrist spinner in your side is that in a T20 game, in the shortest format of this game, a wrist spinner can always attack because he has this cushion of setting defensive field. You'll find all these wrist spinners bring in a lot of variation, whether it is Adam Zampa, whether it is Yuzi Chahal, whether it is Kuldeep Yadav, whether it is Tabraiz Shamsi, all the wrist spinners, because they have this option of having a very defensive kind of a field.
Okay.
You can put in your, all your boundary riders, and plus you can keep attacking, because you know very well that the batter is going to come after you. And if you can deceive him in the air or in your action, then you're always capable of picking wickets.
All right, all right. November 10th, 2022, India versus England. Do you think that game sort of allowed India to transform into the team that it is today because they understood the chinks in the armory, Saba?
I think it all started in Dubai,
Okay.
2020, wasn't it? When India played that World Cup in which we were trounced by Pakistan. And I felt that's when that was Virat Kohli was the captain then. But since then, the moment Rohit Sharma came in as a captain in white ball cricket, he realized the kind of mistakes that Indian team was doing in that phase in T20 cricket. And I think the transformation started from there. That's when Rahul Dravid and Rohit Sharma got together and realized that if you have to win ICC World Cup matches, World Cup tournaments, then you have to bring in that change, which has been wonderful to say. But I've said this before, at times in knockout encounters, India has faltered because they have kind of moved away from this attacking mindset. And I hope that it does not happen in this tournament, or at least in this match. And if we win, hopefully in the finals.
I think this is the game.
This is the game.
You can talk about final only after winning this. So
or if you don't play today, then
even then we go
through. So India's
but you want to
ICC
play.
trophy drought might be curtailed. It'd be fine if rain continues.
I mean,
What's the irony here?
You can't control the uncontrollable. That's something else. We're just talking about what you need to do when you play this format, how you have transformed, what changes have you made. And I think this is what is important. If game doesn't happen, that's a different thing. You get into the final again, you have to play with the same style of play. So
वही जो विजय कह रहा है, सेमीफाइनल में क्या हुआ था इंग्लैंड के विरुद्ध T20 वर्ल्ड कप में जो ऑस्ट्रेलिया में हुआ था, हमने फिर से वही गलती की थी. बहुत ज्यादा टिमिड हमारा अप्रोच रहा था, हम बाहर हो गए थे. वर्ल्ड कप वनडे वर्ल्ड कप फाइनल्स में क्या हुआ, ऑस्ट्रेलिया के खिलाफ ऑन अ ड्राई सरफेस अगेन वी फॉल्टेड बिकॉज हमने रन उतने बनाए नहीं. हमारे अप्रोच में बहुत बड़ा फर्क आया था. जो हम लोग इतना अच्छा खेल रहे थे पूरे सारे मैचेस में, इतना एग्रेसिव अप्रोच के साथ हम खेल रहे थे, हम आसानी से सारे मैचेस जीत रहे थे. हमने तहलका मचा दिया था. Come the finals again, we batted in a different way altogether, and no wonder we lost that game. So that is why I keep stressing on this, and I reiterated all the time कि यार वैसे ही खेलो जैसे खेलते आ रहे हो और जिसके वजह से इतना डोमिनेट कर रहे हैं आप टूर्नामेंट में, यहाँ से आप भटको नहीं.
और जब ऑस्ट्रेलिया वाइट बॉल क्रिकेट डोमिनेट करता था ना, जब 50 ओवर क्रिकेट डोमिनेट करता था, उनका एक खेलने का तरीका था. 4 आउट होने के बाद भी 5-6 नंबर पे जो आते थे वो भी वैसे ही बल्लेबाजी करते थे. 10 में से तब भी वो सिर्फ 2 ही मैच आते थे, चाहे वो गिलक्रिस्ट आए, एंड्रू सैमंड्स आए, कोई भी आए.
वहां से बात कर रहे हैं.
बिल्कुल, वहां पर आके भी आप देखें उन लोगों के 70, 80, 100 होते थे और उसी स्पीड से होते थे. वही चीज आप यहाँ पे करना चाहते हैं कि अगर ये फॉर्मेट खेलना है ना तो आपको इसी तरीके से खेलना पड़ेगा. आप 10 में से 2 हार जाएंगे, लेकिन 8 ऐसी जगह से जीतेंगे जहां पर ये एक टेम्पलेट बन जाएगा, यार इनको रोक पाना मुश्किल है. और ये होता वही है, जो चीज आप ग्राउंड में करते हैं ना वो पहले दिमाग में होना जरूरी है. जब मेंटली वो चीज होती है तो फिर आप उसको ग्राउंड में भी कर सकते हैं. तो मुझे लगता है कि वो कप्तान आते हैं और मुश्किल काम कहते हैं मैं करूंगा पहले. ये हमने 50 ओवर क्रिकेट में वर्ल्ड कप में देखा जब इंडिया में थे, किस तरीके से उन्होंने बल्लेबाजी करी. और यहाँ देखा सब लोग उस ऑस्ट्रेलिया के इनिंग जो है उसके बारे में अभी तक गागा है कि क्या इनिंग खेली, किस पिच के ऊपर खेली, किस तरीके से खेली. और फिर इस बात की तारीफ हो रही है कि जब कप्तान ऐसी चीज करता है तो फिर वो कहता है कि शुरू में मुश्किल काम है मैं करके देता हूँ, अगर नहीं भी होता है तो करना इस तरीके से है. और फिर वो थोड़ा सा क्वेश्चन मिल जाता है. अगर आपको पहले 6 में उस तरीके का स्टार्ट मिल जाता है तो फिर आने वालों के लिए थोड़ा सा काम आसान कर देते हैं.
आपने इंडियन कप्तान का जिक्र किया था, जॉस बटलर को भी ले आते हैं वहां पर, इन दोनों के आंकड़ों पर एक नजर डालते हैं. सेम ऐसा लगता है मिरर है. 191
वैसे कमाल है ना,
बॉल्स फेस्ड 120, ऑफ कोर्स इसलिए स्ट्राइक रेट भी सेम.
और एक दो चीज और भी ऐड करोगे ना इसमें, जिस साल मैच दोनों ने T20 के 9 खेले हैं, चौके छक्के भी बराबर है. कमाल है ये. मतलब आप बिल्कुल ठीक कह रहे हो कि 2 कप्तान दोनों के आंकड़े, और ऐसा पिछली बार कब हुआ? नहीं, मुझे नहीं लगता कभी हुआ होगा ऐसा.
बट आज मैं उम्मीद यही करूंगा कि बटलर के 191 पे कोई बढ़ोतरी ना हो.
एक चीज में मैं ये ऐड करना चाहूंगा कि क्या जो हम तारीफ यहाँ पर रोहित की कर रहे हैं, सबा भाई, जो हम तारीफ रोहित की कर रहे हैं, नंबर तो है ही है, लेकिन नंबर वो एटीट्यूड है. क्या बटलर ने भी वो चीज करी है अपनी टीम के लिए? क्या वो एग्जाम्पल है उस टीम के लिए कि हम भाई ऐसे खेलेंगे? अगर हम रोहित की तारीफ कर रहे हैं कि रोहित के इस एटीट्यूड की वजह से, कप्तान के इस एफर्ट की वजह से कि ऐसे ही खेलेंगे भाई, ब्रेव क्रिकेट खेलेंगे। क्या सेम मैसेज इंग्लैंड की टीम में भी है? अगर सिर्फ नंबरों की तरफ नजर डालें, क्या बटलर की इन इनिंगों का इम्पैक्ट वही है उनकी टीम के ऊपर? वो देखने वाली चीज है।
एक चीज बहुत डिफाइन करती है इंग्लैंड क्रिकेट को। पिछला जो वर्ल्ड कप फाइनल हुआ था इंग्लैंड वर्सेस पाकिस्तान, जॉस बटलर ओपन द इनिंग्स, नसीम शाह को उस ओवर याद होगा, पाकिस्तान में लिटरली ऑन टॉप, मतलब टॉप इन द सेंस दैट बॉल इतनी ज़्यादा मूव कर रही थी, बैट पे बॉल आ ही नहीं रही थी। 2 बार उसने बीट किया आउट अवे गोइंग डिलीवरी से। थर्ड डिलीवरी जॉस बटलर फेस्ड, ही वेंट इनसाइड द लाइन एंड प्लेड द स्कूप शॉट, अनबिलीवेबल। वो उसको कहते हैं एग्रेसिव अप्रोच, वो है इंटेंट कि ऐसा बॉलर के अगेंस्ट जो करीब 145 बॉल डाल रहा है, स्पीड से डाल रहा हो, 2 बार 3 बार उसने आपको बीट कर दिया, आप स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं, बॉल लग नहीं रही है, थर्ड या फोर्थ बॉल you face, you go inside the line and play the scoop shot. So that is what T20 cricket, and that's the kind of approach that will win you matches. And I think Rohit Sharma has been a solid exponent of that. And I think Rohit has played a bigger role compared to Josh Butler. It may not be measured, but Rohit ने रास्ता दिखाया है। इंग्लैंड का अप्रोच हर एक प्लेयर का कुछ उसी तरह का रहा है, क्योंकि वहां से मैनेजमेंट का यही सोच है कि हमें इस तरह से खेलना है। सबके पास वो संदेश चला गया है। पर यहाँ पर रोहित ने आके कहा है कि मैं ऐसे ही खेलूंगा और सबको ऐसे ही खेलना है, चाहे वो विराट कोहली हो, चाहे वो अक्षर पटेल हो, चाहे कोई भी हो।
आप इंटेंट दिखाएं, आउट हो रहे हैं,
ऐसे ही करना। और मैंने इसीलिए आप लोगों को रखा है टीम में। आपको मैंने टीम में इस वजह से नहीं रखा है कि यू गो and you become defensive and look to play 20 over. मुझे वो नहीं चाहिए। I want impactful, valuable innings from all of you, and this is the way to play cricket. So I think, in terms of the transformation and the change, Rohit Sharma has had a bigger role to play than compared to Josh Butler.
And that's the only reason why I was just saying that looking at the number is a half a story. It's the bigger story, the bigger picture. Because when you talk about impact, this impact is not only about scoring those runs. The bigger impact is you change the whole mindset, you change the way you play cricket. That's a bigger impact.
And imagine Australia bring back Mitchell Starc saying left armour, he'll bring the ball back in, Rohit, you're in trouble. Guess who was in trouble?
Yeah, but that's what Rohit Sharma is capable of. इसीलिए तो इतना बड़ा खिलाड़ी है वो। उसकी बल्लेबाजी, एक इंग्लिश में बहुत ही शानदार शब्द है, when I see him bat, he reminds me that he's batting like a bourgeois. जिसके पास समय है,
कार्ल मार्क्स,
जिसके पास समय है। और बहुत कम ऐसे इंटरनेशनल बैटर्स हैं जो इस तरह की बैटिंग करते हैं। उसमें फ्लुएंसी भी है, उसमें स्मूथनेस भी है। टाइमिंग फॉर हिम इज लाइक, वो अपने बैक पॉकेट में लेके घूमता है। जब दिल किया टाइमिंग कर लेंगे। हम लोग स्ट्रगल करते रहते थे टाइम के लिए, कोई भी विकेट दे दो, एक ऑलवेज टाइम है। सो आई थिंक that's the difference which Rohit has brought to the Indian side.
Saba is more sophisticated when choosing the words and everything, but I'll be more Aussie slang. And they said, "What?
Bring it on, mate."
Yeah, what Starc is bowling is trash. it's the way he's bowling. Barring 2 games in India in IPL semi-final, you can say that was the most important game. Yeah, fair enough. But if you look at the sample size, he struggled big time. He doesn't have many ideas or many answers. When you talk about a senior pro like him, you want to see much more from him. You know, you can go for runs, but there's no plan.
On the same surface, Hazelwood's giving you a template as well in terms of lengths. Do you believe?
Hazelwood, you know, the thing with Hazelwood, even if he goes for runs, he doesn't go for runs everywhere. You know, there is one area. If you want to hit him, you hit him there. But when it comes to Starc, Starc is all over the park. He's getting cut, he's getting pulled, he's straight drives, everything is happening against him. So what does suggest you that he's bowling everywhere? And you don't want to see that from a seasoned pro like him, that, you know, if I want to get hit in certain areas, fair enough. You know, when you talk about ground, you say, how do you make the ground smaller? And the technical terms say by bowling at one side. So if it's a 90 yard, you shrink it to 45 by bowling only one side. He's not making the ground smaller for him. He's making it even bigger because he's going everywhere. He's all over the shop.
Yes. But they did get one thing right, the Australians, and that will sort of translate into this game as well. Virat Kohli's form. He's still struggling, let's face it. Has Yashasvi Jaiswal, who's waiting in the ranks, has he convinced himself saying, let's not change anything in the Indian side? That will be the message to everyone. Virat is a superstar anyway. He will come through at the right time.
What are you saying, that they should replace Virat Kohli?
No, I'm thinking
Yashasvi Jaiswal?
I'm thinking from Yashasvi's point of view. Would he be thinking, all right, would he have convinced himself saying, we know what he can do on his day, the captain backs him, Or would he himself be ready, Yashasvi, saying, I can get a call over here, because he might be a superstar, but he's not scoring runs at the right
Yeah,
now.
but you're supposed to be ready.
Yeah.
All the players who are in the substitute, they have to be ready. I think if there is an opportunity, they should be good enough to go out and deliver. But Virat Kohli, you expect him to come good, and I think this kind of a scenario, is tarah ka setup, he would love to come back and score some runs. So I think यशस्वी जायसवाल की तो बात इस वक्त अलग ही है. मतलब मैं ये कहना चाह रहा हूँ कि हर एक जो खिलाड़ी जो 11 में नहीं खेलता है उसको तैयार रहना ही है. ये तो फॉर्म की हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं. सपोज करो कि उसको इंजरी हो जाती है विराट कोहली को, तभी तो उसको आना पड़ता है ना खेलने के लिए. So every day when you are ready, when you go out with the team, you know that you may get an opportunity to play.
Bench
so you have to get yourself.
Bench चुभती नहीं है.
नहीं, हम लोगों ने पता नहीं विजय कितना बाहर बैठा है. हम लोग तो बहुत दिन तक बाहर बैठे हुए थे. तो चुभती नहीं है. Being part of the side also, there's so much of learning.
आपका देखने का तरीका है कि ग्लास आधा खाली है कि भरा. उस बेंच पे बैठना देखना चाहते हैं आप. हाँ, बेंच चुभता होगा, जहाँ से आपने पिछले कुछ समय में प्रदर्शन किया वो भी लगता होगा, लेकिन यही तो एक हेल्दी कंपटीशन इस सेटअप में या इस पूल ऑफ प्लेयर्स में तैयार किया गया कि किसी के बारे में भी आप बात कर सकते हैं कि वो खेलने के लिए तैयार है. और मुझे लगता है कि जो ये सेटअप है ना, ये हर मैच से पहले जितने भी खिलाड़ी वहाँ हैं उनको ये कहता होगा कि मेंटली नहीं भी कहता होगा तो एक कल्चर आप क्रिएट कर देते हैं कि आप मेंटली तैयार रहें. हर आदमी मेंटली अलर्ट रहता है कि मेरी बारी आ सकती है, मैं खेल सकता हूँ. और चेंजेस के बारे में आप बात करें, देखिए आपको अपने टाइम का वेट करना पड़ता है. यशस्वी जायसवाल पहले प्लेयर नहीं है. विराट कोहली ने भी अपने टाइम अपना वेट किया था. उनसे पहले जितने दिग्गज खिलाड़ी खेल रहे थे, और ऐसा हमेशा हुआ है. और सिर्फ हमारे देश में नहीं है, हर जगह होता है. जो प्रूवन खिलाड़ी होते हैं उनको थोड़ी लॉन्गर लीश मिलती है. आप हमेशा देखते हैं कि जिस आदमी ने किया हो. और आप विराट कोहली के नंबरों की तरफ बात करेंगे ना, उनके जो नॉकआउट्स के नंबर हैं T20 वर्ल्ड कप के अंदर, अगर आप देखें तो नॉकआउट के 4 मैच वो खेले हैं, चारों में 50 से ज़्यादा रन है उनके नाम पे.
Absolutely.
तो फिर आप ये भी इंतजार करते हैं कब कम बिग गेम आपका जो बड़ा प्लेयर है वो प्रदर्शन करेगा. लेकिन हाँ, दबाव वो भी महसूस कर रहे होंगे. कोई ज़रूरी नहीं है कि अनुभवी खिलाड़ी अगर हाँ तो आप दबाव महसूस नहीं करते हैं, क्योंकि कई बार उनके ऊपर जो प्रेशर होता है वो खुद अपना होता है, प्रेशर टू परफॉर्म. बिकॉज उन्होंने जो स्टैंडर्ड सेट किया होता है वो इतना हाई होता है कि वो उसी चश्मे से अपने आप को बार बार देखते हैं, उन्हीं निगाहों से अपने आप को बार बार देखते हैं.
Strike rate will go up. Yeah. Because that's the change which Rohit Sharma is expecting from everybody.
This is despite a poor World Cup with the bat in hand, 60.35.
Yes, yeah. If we have some time, there's a very wonderful saying which will describe Virat Kohli. Victor Hugo, बहुत famous French writer, उन्होंने एक बहुत अच्छी बात कही थी कि he who is a legend in his time is ruled by a legend. कहने का तात्पर्य है कि कई बार ना, अब everybody knows that Virat Kohli is a legend.
Yes.
Different formats, so many years, longevity, you name it, he has done it. At times, you tend to play like you're carried away, or you're ruled by this whole air around you that you are a legend. Okay. At times, to achieve success, you need to shed that. Bring yourself down and try and look at the game from a common man's perspective. Which means that you have to get down to the basics, work hard, put your head down for some time, and then accelerate.
Okay.
So that's for Virat Kohli to decide. Who are we to sit in judgment here? It's for him to figure out when he steps out to bat, what is the approach he should take from here. Right. Does he follow Rohit Sharma to the T, or can he bide some time, because Rohit Sharma from the other end is doing that role. Yes. So maybe Virat Kohli, he may be more useful if he spends a little bit time at the crease and then starts to blossom. So I mean, that's when you want to shed that tag of a legend and play more like a player whom we have. There are so many of them who have achieved success like that.
All right. Could that be the approach that Virat Kohli wants to subscribe to? We'll find out on Stories on the Sides. Vijay sir, is Virat Kohli again thinking, all right, let me buy some time? Or is he thinking, if I buy some time, it might not be the best for my team or the team's interest, because we want to go bang from the ball one?
Absolutely. See the ball and hit the ball.
Okay.
Absolute clarity as far as the mind is concerned. Not having that many thoughts that you just mentioned here.
Okay.
And I think that's the first step. And sometimes when you see these kind of players, top class player, their footwork tells you their mindset. If the mind is not working, your footwork won't work at all. Everything is working as far as Virat Kohli is concerned. He's not getting runs. He's trying. As far as his work ethics are concerned, what Saba was mentioning, I'll just take it forward. when you look at these kind of players, you can sense or you can gauge a lot of things as far as team management is concerned. Work ethic is top class. First one to get into the nest, last one to get out. He's working really hard. He wants it as badly as anyone else wants it. He's not. He's still hungry. That's what you wanted to see from your senior pro, because he's setting the tone for you. In fielding, you look at that energy. You look at that. Everything is absolutely there.
That be the case, since you brought up fielding, sir. Even Jadeja cannot be someone who can go only by stats. He might not have taken wickets, just one, but his fielding has been impeccable. He's taken a good catch as well.
But before Super 8s, both the spinners
in
combination played what 9 overs. They didn't get an opportunity to shine, and even after that in Super 8s, it's Kuldeep who's been bowling his quota of overs. It's you only perform. So it's.
But look at the package. I mean, look at what the energy which Jadeja brings to the table. You know, with him coming in at number 7, number 8, that's one of the reason why Indian team अक्षर पटेल और रविंद्र जडेजा दोनों के साथ खेल रहे हैं, क्योंकि वो चाहते हैं कि थोड़ी और गहराई हो जाए ताकि वो और खुल के बैटिंग करें. फिर से वही टेम्पलेट जिसके बारे में लोग बात करते आ रहे हैं. रोहित शर्मा का यही मानना है. वहां पे अगर 1 या 2 ओवर, हमारे पास ऑप्शंस कई सारे हैं ना, 1 या 2 ओवर भी रविंद्र जडेजा का निकल जाता है, वो भी काफी है, बिकॉज वो फिर फील्डिंग इतनी अच्छी कर लेते हैं, बैटिंग अच्छी कर लेते हैं.
और वो अक्सर ने एक मैच में दिखाया ना, ये अक्सर ने एक मैच में दिखाया कि सिर्फ 1 ओवर से भी आप मैच का जो मोमेंटम है वो चेंज कर सकते हैं.
हर मैच में दिखाया कुछ ना कुछ करके. वो कैच क्यों ना हो जब गेंद स्वर्व हो रही हो,
एक मैच में बैटिंग करके
13वें ओवर में आते हैं 2 बार. इमाद वसीम को दिक्कत उनसे हुई थी ऐसे ही 13th ओवर 14th ओवर में, एक और बार नेक्स्ट गेम में भी. Yes, absolutely. That happened against Travis Head. So Akshar has been flying under the radar a little bit because some of his things do not feature in the scorecard, but he's been absolutely phenomenal.
सुहास वो होगा जब 2 एक ही तरीके के ऑलराउंडर जिनको आप मान रहे हैं टीम के अंदर खेल रहे हैं, और एक आदमी आपसे काफी पहले खेल रहा है और वो सब काम कर चुका है, तो वो एक तो कंपैरिजन भी होगा, और फिर उसने जो ख्याति प्राप्त की हुई है वो कराने, वहां तक पहुंचने के लिए आपको वो नंबरों तक भी पहुंचना पड़ेगा. मेरे लिए कंपैरिजन इज किलर ऑफ जॉय. आप एब्सोल्युटली आप अक्सर का भी मजा लीजिए जो वो लाते हैं, और आप जडेजा का भी लीजिए जब तक खेल रहे हैं तब तक. अगर इस टीम को लगता है कि उनका बहुत महत्वपूर्ण रोल है इस टीम के अंदर, और जो क्रिकेट समझते हैं, स्पेशली वाइट बॉल क्रिकेट समझते हैं, उन सबको पता है कि उसका रोल है. कब तक है ये टीम मैनेजमेंट डिसाइड करेगी, लेकिन अभी अगर उनको खिलाया जा रहा है और लग रहा है कि उनका वो रोल है और वो अदा कर सकते हैं. T20 क्रिकेट में जब आप एक खिलाड़ी को पिक करते हैं, 3 बॉक्सेस हैं टिक करने के लिए, बैटिंग, बॉलिंग, फील्डिंग, वो तीनों बॉक्स टिक करते हैं. फिलहाल काफी सारे लोग बोल रहे हैं, लेकिन मौके भी तो देखिए कहां पर मिला है उनको वो सब करने के लिए. क्या उतने मौके मिले हैं? आप कह सकते हैं कि 7 मैच के लिए, 8 मैच के लिए, लेकिन उन 7-8 मैचों में कितने ओवर डाले? टोटल ओवर उतने नहीं डाले. बैटिंग कितनी बार आई?
नहीं पड़ी.
तो फिर अब जरूरत नहीं पड़ी.
तो हैपेंड बिफोर कि हम कह रहे हैं कि जडेजा को 4 ओवर कराने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ी. जस्ट टेल्स यू द स्ट्रेंथ दैट इंडिया हैज.
द लग्जरी ना रोहित शर्मा के पास यही तो है, क्योंकि इतने सारे ऑलराउंडर्स हम क्यों खिला रहे हैं, ताकि आप जब दिल करे आपको जहां भी आप उसको इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. पर्टिकुलर बैटर ऑन डिफरेंट कंडीशंस. सो यू हैव द ऑप्शन. हार्दिक पांड्या को आप 4 ओवर करा दीजिए, किसी दिन उसकी पिटाई हो रही है तो आप जडेजा से करा लीजिए. कुलदीप यादव 4-4 ओवर डाल ही रहे हैं क्योंकि वो विकेट टेकिंग बॉलर हैं. देन यू हैव अक्षर पटेल. सो आई थिंक दिस इज अ वेरी हेल्दी एंड वेरी हैंडसम मिक्स ऑफ ऑप्शंस व्हिच रोहित शर्मा हैज गॉट नाउ.
We did dive into the analysis. Now let's move on to the extra yard. Now, before I give the predictor's hat to Saba sir, Guyana, wickets fall in clusters.
मुझे लगा आज तुम पूछने वाले पावर प्ले में भी तो टॉस नहीं हुआ.
तो उसने बड़ा आपको बड़ा बुके दिया.
आज क्या बोलना है?
आज सर गयाना है. गयाना में अक्सर देखते हैं कि विकेट्स फॉल इन क्लस्टर्स. तो क्या ये बल्लेबाज को जहन में रखना चाहिए? बिकॉज इंडियाज अप्रोच स्पेशली हैज बीन डजंट रियली मैटर. वी रिस्पेक्ट द कंडीशंस, but if it's in the slot, then I won't think twice.
Yeah, and I think that is the best approach possible. India has been very wise in the way we have scored runs, and I think India's कितनी बार हम लोग बात कर चुके. बिगेस्ट हर्डल इज इंडिया बैटिंग फर्स्ट, नॉट पुटिंग अप इनफ रन्स ऑन बोर्ड. सो इंडिया थैंकफुली सारे टूर्नामेंट में इंडिया ने शानदार बल्लेबाजी की है. और सबसे कठिनाई आई थिंक विजय कई सालों से आईपीएल टीमों के साथ रहा है, इनको इसको भी मालूम है कि सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज T20 में रहता है कि आप अगर आप पहले बैटिंग कर रहे हैं तो पार स्कोर क्या होना चाहिए. ये सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज है. और इंडिया ने हर एक मैच में वो पार स्कोर्स जो आपने दिमाग में भी है ना, उससे भी 15-20 रन आगे बनाए हैं. तो ये दर्शा रहा है कि भारत का अप्रोच कितना ज़्यादा रिफ्रेशिंग है. और ये जो विंड्स ऑफ चेंज है ना, यही मदद करेंगे भारत को इस मैच में भी और आने वाले.
हाउ कैन यू नॉट डिस्कस विंड्स व्हेन यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट गयाना?
हाँ, बिल्कुल कर सकते हैं, लेकिन टेक्निकल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से आप अगर इस चीज़ को नोटिस करें तो ये कितना फ़ायदा है इंडिया को जब आपके पास इतने सारे लेफ्ट आर्म बैटर्स आपके पास हैं।
एग्जैक्टली।
हमेशा एक ना एक खिलाड़ी विकेट के ऊपर मौजूद है जो विद द विंड मार सकता है।
Right.
और दूसरी तरफ अगर आप देखेंगे तो ये एक चीज़ है जो इंग्लैंड के शायद उतना हक में नहीं जाती है कि उनके पास टॉप ऑर्डर में खिलाने के लिए सिर्फ मोइन है, तो वो पैड करके तैयार रहेंगे क्योंकि 3 लेफ्ट आर्म स्पिनर दूसरी टीम के अंदर खेल रहे हैं।
सैम को खिलाने की कोशिश करेंगे,
सैम को
मिडिल में
बिल्कुल कर सकते हैं, वो उनके ऊपर है।
खिलाएंगे
मिडिल ऑर्डर से
उनको ऊपर खिलाने के लिए भी तो किसी को नीचे
किसको
करना
खिलाएंगे?
पड़ेगा।
लिविंगस्टन को
किसको
कहेंगे आप
खिलाएंगे?
बाद में आ जाना भाई।
यहाँ पर हैरी ब्रुक्स भी है, लिविंगस्टन भी है, 11 ही खेल सकते हैं ना सुहास, कहाँ खिलाओगे? आपके पास एक आपके पास आदिल रशीद है, मोइन अली हो गए, राइट आर्म ऑफ स्पिन, उसको खिलाना है
जी।
फिर आपके पास 3 सीम बॉलर आपको खिलाने हैं, तो फिर आपके पास जगह कहाँ बन रही है?
एक और चीज है ना सुहास, सिर्फ इसलिए नहीं कि लेफ्ट हैंडर है, विंड है, उसकी वजह से आप उससे बेहतर बैट्समैन को नीचे कर दें।
करेक्ट, ओके।
उनके पास उतना उनके पास है, वो उनके पास भी उतने दमदार प्लेयर हैं, उतने नीचे तक जो उस तरीके की बल्लेबाजी कर सकते हैं। पर आपने विंड का जिक्र किया तो इसलिए मैंने कहा कि ये किस तरीके से लेफ्ट हैंड राइट हैंड कॉम्बिनेशन उस विंड का भी बेहतरीन तरीके से इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं।
ऑल राइट,
बाकी देखेंगे जब मैच शुरू हुआ कि
गुड न्यूज एक्चुअली कि कवर्स आर कमिंग ऑफ।
ओह गुड,
हवा से तो नहीं उड़े
कवर देखिए विंड फैक्टर हमेशा रहेगा। So I'll tell you what, so the news is that the covers are coming off. We're still waiting for the coin to go up in the air and it hopefully falls in Rohit Sharma's favor. I'll tell you what, if the game doesn't happen, if we're unable to get at least a 10-over game today, then India will go through to the final. But of course, अगर हमें दुगना लगान, right? We're gonna come back after Dugna Lagan. We're gonna try to do something different this time around. Then let's forget November 10, 2022 and let's create history today. Just hoping that the game happens and also hoping Rohit Sharma and co put it past Butler and co. So that's all they have for you in The Narrative, a T20 World Cup special brought to you by Times of India. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us.
Cheers.
Thank
and
you.
I really hope that we do have a game, and I think we will because the covers have come off. Enjoy, and we'll be back very soon.